Good afternoon all.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
So today I told you, last class I had told you that we will start a new chapter today, but we are not taking, I'm not taking the new chapter because I have sent a message yesterday in the WhatsApp group to revise. How many of you revised the first chapter? Gauri Das is smiling. Tell me. Gauri,
Yes, ma'am.
revised. And any doubts? Gauri?
Yes, ma'am. Last class I was not there. So,
Why you were not there? What
ma'am,
happened?
range problem. Range. Because it was raining.
Aditya. S. Raj. Revised?
Ma'am, somewhat.
Somewhat. Amal Raj.
Yes, ma'am.
Revised.
Only some.
Why some?
Um,
Krishna Ranjan, switch on your video. Okay, so we will revise the entire topic once again. Then after that, we'll start class. Okay, the new chapter. Okay. So revising means just not me. You also have to tell me the answer. So first we have seen what is a computer, right? So everyone should know what is a computer. So Shivani. Yes, Shivani. While revising the topics, you just ask me if you have any doubts in that. Shivani, what is a computer? Shivani. I guess some network problem. Lydia.
Ma'am, computer is a device that consists of hardware, software.
True? That's correct. Once again, louder.
Ma'am, computer that consists of hardware, software.
Computer. Achyut.
Computer is a device that takes in data and gives us information after processing.
Okay, so whatever it is taking is called as input, and what happens? It processes and will get the
Gives output.
output. So different parts of computer. Sandra, different parts.
Bit,
You are there for many classes, right? So you have to know. Sandra.
CPU,
You are not audible. Okay, Hana, tell me, what are the different parts of computer?
Output devices, input
Yes.
devices, CPU,
Input devices, output devices, then
CPU, memory,
CPU and memory. Very good. Next one, next thing, what are input devices? You can tell me, Donna. Donna.
Ma'am, the result.
Input devices.
Through which we get the data.
Yes. We get the data or you are giving the data to the computer?
We get the data.
No. Input devices through which you are entering the data to computer. Input devices, keyboard is an input device. Input device means you are entering the data. Your mic is an input device because you are entering some data to the computer. Okay, clear? Output device. Anjo.
Which helps to display the processed information
Okay. So you will get the result through output devices. For example, monitor. Then you have the next one is memory. Memory, Reina.
The where we store data.
Okay. The storage medium is called memory. And Gauri, just listen. The main topic was, last class, the main topic was memory. So memory is unit is, Meenakshi, memory is unit is? Unit of memory, Meenakshi. Where's Meenakshi? Meenakshi, unmute. No response. Emmanuel, unit of memory. Keep your mic closer to your mouth. Yes, now tell me. I can't hear anything. Ashwin. Yes, unit of memory is?
GB.
Unit of memory is bit, isn't it?
Okay, bit.
Bit is unit of memory, and you have different types of units. What is the first one? 8-bit is called as? Those who know, you can give me the answer. 8-bit is called
One
as?
byte, one byte, one byte.
Then 1024 byte is called as?
1
Kilobyte.
Very good. 1 kilo. 1024 kilobyte is called as?
1 megabyte.
Megabyte.
1 megabyte. 1024 megabyte is called as?
GB.
Gigabyte.
GB. Then 1024 gigabyte is called as 1
TB.
Terabyte.
terabyte. So only that much units you have to study. So the memory is divided into two. Primary memory and
Secondary.
secondary memory. Primary memory, which are the primary memories?
RAM and ROM.
RAM and ROM.
ROM.
RAM is volatile or non-volatile?
Volatile.
Volatile. ROM is non-volatile. ROM is an example of?
Net.
Example of? Options, hardware, software, firmware.
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 Firmware, very good. Then secondary memory. Examples.
USB. USB
Hard
drive,
disk,
hard
yes.
disk, CD.
Is it a volatile or non-volatile memory?
Non-volatile.
Non-volatile.
Volatile.
Even if the power is not there, the content will be stored. It will be there. There is no rising of data from the hard disk or USB drive. So memory. Then you have you studied the different generations of computer. What are the different generations? Yes.
0.
Zeroth generation,
First generation.
generation, second generation,
Second, third, fourth, and fifth.
fourth and fifth generation. In fifth generation, we use what kind of technology? Hadi.
Artificial.
Hadi, switch on your video. Why are you hiding? Are you there, Hadi? Grishma, Meenakshi? Okay, so others you can tell me the answer.
Artificial
Artificial intelligence. So we use artificial intelligence in fifth generation. Nowadays, the commonly used generation is fourth generation. That is clear? Any doubt till here?
No.
Anyone?
No.
Okay. So next one is different types of computers. What are the different types of computers on the basis of working principle? On the basis of working principle, it is divided into analog, digital and analog,
Hybrid.
digital and very good.
Hybrid.
Yes, analog computer means
It takes physical quantities,
analog.
just physical quantities.
Tell me, Meghna. Analog computer means? Analog. Yes, tell me. What is the type of signals, analog signals? It changes, isn't it? For example, temperature is an analog signal, voice is an analog signal. So digital signal means you will have only two values, either 0 or 1. Here it changes according to, it can be a temperature. So that kind of data these computers are using. That is why they are called as analog computers. Weather forecasting and all, we use this analog computers. And what about digital computer?
It's constant.
Yes, digital signals. These systems are using digital signals to process data. So that is why it is called digital computers. Nowadays we are here, the smart board, your mobile, your tablet, your PC, your laptop, all devices are what kind of devices?
Digital.
Digital devices. Then hybrid means it uses both analog and digital signals. Okay. Now on the basis of size, it is divided into, first one is?
Microcomputer.
Yes, very good. Microcomputer. Before microcomputer, what is the thing? Sure.
Mini computer.
Yes.
Mini computer.
Okay, microcomputer. We'll start with microcomputer. Microcomputer, then?
Mini computer.
Computer.
Mainframe computer.
Frame.
Supercomputer.
Computer. Okay, that's all. Microcomputer. What is specialty of microcomputer?
Single microprocessor is used.
Microcomputer.
Single chip.
Yes, single chip. There will be only one microprocessor. For example, our laptop or our mobile phone. So we have a single chip, and this type of devices are called as microcomputers. What about mini?
It supports multiple users working simultaneously.
Yes, multiple users can work simultaneously. So that is called microcomputer. Mini computer. Then mainframe.
High memory capacity.
They are large and powerful.
And process huge database.
Yes.
High memory capacity.
It can process many things at a single time. I mean, simultaneously it can work. Concurrent working. So it is more powerful than mini computer. Okay. Mainframe. What about supercomputer?
Fast
Fast
and expensive.
And execute
First
billions
you
of
have to say
instructions.
advantage, then only disadvantage. Okay. It is very fast. Okay. It is very fast and is very powerful. How it becomes very fast?
Executes billions of instructions.
Yes. So the who was executing the instructions? The microprocessor. The microprocessor is very powerful. So it will have the speed. So last class, the clock speed will be very high for the supercomputers. After that, we have seen different types of software. Softwares are classified into
Proprietary software.
okay, that is
Freeware, shareware.
Yes. Freeware.
Shareware.
Yes.
Open.
Correct. Proprietary software.
Open source software. Free
software.
software.
Free softwares.
Freeware and shareware.
Freeware. So what is a freeware? Freeware.
They have free apps.
We can download freely and you can use. You can't do any editing in that freeware. For example, WhatsApp is a freeware. You can freely download it and you can use it. Then next comes shareware. Shareware is?
We get a trial for a few days, then we'll have to pay.
Yes, very good. We can have it free for few days. After that, you have to pay money for that. You have to purchase it for the license. Then the next one is open source software. Open source software. Nevin, open source software?
We can change the source codes and stuff in it.
So open source means source code is available. It may be free or with cost,
Not
but
free.
the source code is open. How the program, how the software is developed, that particular code is open to the public. Sometimes it can be free of cost, sometimes if it is free of cost, then we will call it as FOSS, free open source software. And one more name is there, that is free software. What is free software? It can be downloaded freely, you can change the source code, everything. But the updation, that will be done by the creators of that particular software. So again, in free software and in open source software and free open source softwares, the source code is open. That is why it is called open source. Source code is open. Okay. Then the last one is proprietary software. What is proprietary software?
Paid software.
Yes. Neither free or open. It is not freely available. You can't download it. You have to pay money for downloading. Source code is not available. Till here, any doubt? Any doubt? Anyone?
No.
Okay. So based on that is one classification. The next classification softwares are divided into usage. Based on the usage, it is divided into
System software.
Yes, very good. System software,
application
software and
utility
software. What is the meaning of system software? System software. From the name itself, the answer is there in the question itself. System software.
Controls overall operation of the
If
country.
you want to run the system, you need the softwares. Otherwise, the system won't run. System means the entire computer system. So, example, operating system is an example of a system software. Then application software.
So used to run the application.
It is divided into two.
For different purpose.
Yes, for different application purpose. There are two types of purposes. What is the first one? General purpose.
Specific.
Specific purpose. Very good. General purpose and specific. General purpose examples?
Google.
Yes. Then?
Word.
Microsoft Word. Yes. Then specific purpose. Example?
School management.
School management system, banking management system. Banking softwares are examples of
Billing systems.
specific purpose software. Then the next one is utility. Utility, what is the use of utility software?
Antivirus.
Okay, so
for
we are using it
maintenance.
for
Maintenance.
so that what is the use of that? Using this, you can improve the efficiency of the computer can be improved using this utility softwares. Clear? Then one more example is there for utility software, that is language processors, isn't it? Yes or no? I have told you about language processors. What are language processors?
Converts program written into computer machine language.
Yes, very good. Who told that?
Adul.
Who?
Adul.
Adul. Okay, very good. So, language processor means it processes the programming language, it converts into machine level language. That is the basic definition of language processors. And there are three types of language processors. One is, I told you already, but I haven't told you in detail. One is compiler. If you want, you can note it down. Language processor, compiler. Second one is interpreter. Third one is assembler. Compiler, interpreter, assembler. What is the compiler? It converts, Sharath, it converts.
Yes, ma'am. It converts the programming language
Into
into the computer language.
Okay, so it converts the source code to, it is called as, the machine code is called as object code. Source code is converted into object code. So after writing your program, suppose you have written Python program. So each and every programming language has a compiler. Compiler is another software. So what is the duty of compiler is? It is checking for the errors. It will check for the errors and it will convert the programming language into machine code in a single go. Suppose there are 1,000 lines of code. So it will start checking the first line to the 1,000 line and everything will be converted in one go. That is speciality of compiler. Interpreter means it is doing the same thing but line by line. 1,000 lines are there, then interpreter will work 1,000 times. It can convert the code in each line by line. Understood? Difference between compiler and interpreter. Compiler will convert the high level language, the source code into object code in one go. Interpreter will convert it in line by line. That is the difference. Then third one is assembler. Assembler is, it converts assembly language. There is a language called, that we will study in the next chapter. Assembly language. Assembly language will be converted into object code or machine level language. Or machine level language. Okay, clear? Compiler, interpreter and assembler. These are different softwares. So there is that is called a middle level language, assembly language. Assembly language is converted into machine language and it is done by a software called assembler. Then we have seen microprocessor. What is a microprocessor? Microprocessor. You can unmute and you can say the answer. Microprocessor. No one knows. Microprocessor, the brain of the computer is called processor, isn't it? CPU, Central Processing Unit. Nowadays, you are using microchip. It's a semiconductor. So that is why semiconductor chip. So it is a microchip. That is why the name is microprocessor. Actually, it is Central Processing Unit. Central Processing Unit is called as microprocessor. Okay? And then next we have seen as bus. What is a bus, Muhammad Adi? Bus.
Group of wires.
Collection of wires are called as bus. In computer, it is called as bus. In in electrical connectivity, we will call it as wire. But in computer name, it is called as bus. Then we have seen about clock speed. Last class. Clock speed. What is the clock speed? What is the speed, unit of clock speed? Basil.
The speed at which the microprocessor executes instructions. Yeah.
Yes. The speed at which microprocessor executes instructions per second. That is called the clock speed. So the speed unit is hertz.
Hertz.
It is hertz. So nowadays you can see gigahertz or megahertz. The speed at which computer processor executes instructions per second. That is frequency. Frequency or clock speed. So hertz is the unit. Okay. Then we have seen about the register. What is a register? Register, Muhammad Irfan. No video. Bidur. Register. Unmute and say the answer.
Ma'am, it is a place where
Yes.
in CPU to store the data.
Yes. To store the data. Yes, it's correct. So register is a temporary place in CPU where it can store the data for temporary operation. Suppose it's, the question is add two numbers. So 3, for example, 3 plus 4. The computer has to do, the processor has to process 3 plus 4. So what it will do is, it will get the data from the input device, right? 3. That will be stored in the register. Plus also it will be stored in the register. Then one by one it will take from the register and it will process it and it will keep it back to the register. So if the size of the register increases, what is the meaning of that? The speed of the processor also increases because it is getting a lot of place to store the intermediate result. Register is not used to store all the data. It is used to store the intermediate. Sometimes there will be a complicated operation. So we need intermediate results. So usually what you will do is you will note it down in your paper, right? If you have a complicated question given to you, calculation, then intermediate result you will note it down in your book. And finally you will add all the things. So in that intermediate result place is called the register. If the size of the intermediate place is more, the meaning is that it can process more data because intermediate result can be done very fast because register is very near to CPU. Within microseconds, it can go and take it from the register. So normally we have, what is the size of the register? We usually have a microprocessor's register.
32
size.
bits.
Yes.
32 bits.
Correct?
Or 64 bits.
64 bit processor means the size of the register is 64 bits. 32 bit processor means the size of the register is 32 bit. Example of 128 bit processor. Example.
i7.
i7 processor is an example of, very good. i7 processor is an example of 128 bit processor. Then last topic was different ports. So what is a port?
Where
physical clocking points, which are external points, can be connected to
computer. Where it is, what is that interface? It is an interface between the motherboard and the external device. The meaning is that the keyboard you are connecting to a port. Ultimately, this port is built in which place? The port is there in motherboard. So it is an interface between the motherboard. The port is the connector which is connecting the motherboard and the external device. It can be a keyboard, it can be a mouse, it can be a printer, it can be anything. Smart TV, you can directly connect to a smart TV through your computer. Okay. So the different connectors are, different ports are, the first port is serial port. What is the meaning of serial port?
Using older computer and external modem.
Yes. 1 bit at a time. Through serial port, 1 bit at a time can be passed. So it is very slow. Then parallel port means multiple data can be transferred in and out through a parallel port. Then another port is USB port. What is USB port? Universal serial bus port. So universal USB port is, nowadays you are using USB port to connect your keyboard, your mouse, then webcam, then what else?
Mouse.
Even printer, not printer. Nowadays, you can have all these USB ports to connect all the type of devices. Okay. Then the next port is FireWire port. What is the use of FireWire port, Lydia?
Ma'am, transfer large amount of data.
FireWire port is used to
Transfer large amount of data.
Data, that is multimedia. You can connect your webcam and all. We are connecting to the FireWire port. Okay. Then you have two more ports are the infrared port and Bluetooth port. Have you seen infrared port? What is the color of that particular port, infrared? You are using a remote for your TV, right?
Yes.
In that remote, when you tap something, it should be the signal should be received by the receiver, right? In that receiver part, you can see a black color. In that, there is a port. Actually, that port is getting all your signals of remote. The same way, when you try to connect your wireless headphone or your wireless keyboard, sometimes mainly you are using your headset, wireless headset and all. And some devices you can use like keyboard through this infrared port. But for headphone set, you are using Bluetooth port, not the infrared port. So Bluetooth port is used for connecting Bluetooth devices. There is a port that is you can't recognize. It is not like it's just a signal port. So, but actually there should be a port. Otherwise, you can't connect your Bluetooth devices. Sometimes you used to connect your laptop with Bluetooth. Your mobile and your laptop you will connect through Bluetooth. How it is possible? Because in both the places you have a Bluetooth port is available. One to send the signals, one to receive the signals. Both will happen in Bluetooth port. Infrared port is used for infrared signals. Okay. So these are the different ports that we have seen. So that's all for this particular chapter. I won't say this chapter, the basics of computer. Now, any doubt in any of these topics? Because the previous day when I asked you question, nobody was answering me. That's why I repeated the topics again. Any doubts? No answer.
Ma'am, clock
Yes.
speed. Clock speed.
Clock speed. I have to repeat clock speed.
Yeah.
Clock speed means there is an internal clock in your microprocessor. Internal clock. And what it is doing is, this actually is a logical concept. There is no clock like a physical clock in computer. But it is a logical thing that to find the speed of the computer. To find the speed of the CPU, we are using this clock. Clock means it is like pulses. Electrical pulses are calculated as a clock. Clock means in our normal clock, it is like seconds. Seconds, in the same way, we have electrical pulses. The electrical pulses can be 0 or 1. So, in a normal clock, we need 60 seconds to complete 1 minute. Here, per second, how many pulses? How many pulses means, according to the speed of the CPU, the number of pulses will increase. The speed of the microprocessor is high means the clock pulse rate will be more. It's like blood pressure, high BP. That means the number of pulse rate is more. In that same way, there is an internal logical clock. So then the speed of the clock means how to, in 1 second, how many pulses it requires to complete one cycle. That is called your clock speed. Per second, CPU speed we will calculate per second. Per second, how many pulses are there? So 1 second means the full round of the clock. So how many pulses are required for How many pulses are required for completing 1 second? That is called your clock speed. Now it's clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Speed of the clock, internal clock in CPU. So using that, we are calculating the speed of CPU heads. 3 Mbps means that many pulses, that many instructions per second it is calculating. Any other doubts?
Ma'am, what is PS2 port?
PS2 port means in the older days we have green color port for connecting your mouse and red color port to connect your
keyboard.
Keyboard. That port is called, the shape is like a round shape, then you can see some dots. Have you seen this kind of port? Not fully round it is.
Two of them.
I will show,
Two of them.
Yes, two of them same shape. One is red color and another one is green color.
Yeah.
That port is called PSI port. Nowadays we are not using that port. In all CPUs, in PCs, you can see this PSI port. Okay? Just check for net. Now any more doubts? If you have any more doubts, I can clarify it in next class, okay? It's time. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.